Hello, students. Today we are going to read the poem The Road Not Taken. It's a beautiful poem written by Robert Frost. In this poem, the poet speaks one of the basic problems of making the right choice, the correct decision. There are alternatives, and we have to decide on only one of the options. The two roads here are symbolic of the confusion and tension we face while confronting a problem and making a decision in life. Only the future will reveal whether the decision was a mistake or not. Once a decision has been made, it cannot be undone. Decisions are like steps, one takes us onward to another. Thus, they set the course of our life and give it a particular direction. Having reached wherever our decisions or steps take us, we can only look back and ruminate on the consequences. We cannot go back and start all over again. So, here in this poem, the road, note taken. The road is the symbol of the choice made by us in life. Many times we regret our own choice, but what is done once cannot be undone. We yearn for what we have denied ourselves in life rather than what we have chosen. So, the title of the poem is very opt here, द रोड नॉट टेकन, कि हमारी लाइफ में हम डेली प्रॉब्लम्स को फेस करते हैं जब हमें कोई डिसीजन लेना होता है. हमारा डिसीजन कितना करेक्ट है ये सिर्फ फ्यूचर ही डिसाइड कर सकता है, और फ्यूचर में क्या होगा ये हम में से कोई भी नहीं बता सकता. तो इसीलिए जो रोड है यहाँ पर वो सिंबल है. किस चीज़ का सिंबॉलिक है यहाँ पर रोड, कि हमारी लाइफ में जो हम प्रॉब्लम को फेस करते हैं, हमें डिसीजन लेने होते हैं. एंड इट इज़ अ वेल नोन पोएम which is about making choices that shape us. And it's written by Robert Frost, who is an American poet. He writes simply but insightfully. Insightfully means the words are the simple but they have deep meaning. So insightfully, deeply, and about common ordinary experiences that we face in our life. So in this poem, the poet comes across a strange situation. His path diverges into two roads and he is in the state of dilemma. He is not able to decide which road he has to choose or not. So here, the first stanza of the poem: two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So students, two roads. Two roads are here uh, symbols of making choice in our life. The roads signify opportunities in life and the decision and choices we have to make in our life. Diverge here means separated into two directions. Diverge means forked in a yellow wood. Wood stands for the jungle. And why the wood is yellow? Because it is with decomposing leaves which are shed from trees. So, the meaning of the first line is that the poet is standing in front of the two roads which are separated into two directions, and the roads are going through a yellow forest. And sorry, I could not travel both. The poet is in the state of dilemma. He is confused as he could not travel both the roads simultaneously. And be one traveler longer it stood. And poet is individual traveler there. There is nobody to help him. He has to take the decision himself. So he takes a lot of time there. Long guide stood here means he is not able to take any decision. So he stands there for a long time and looked down one as far as I could. And he observes the road, the first road, as far as he could see. So, to decide which road he has to choose, he observed the first road as far as he could observe it, he could see it, to where it bent in the undergrowth, and then that first road turned into the undergrowth. Undergrowth here means densely grown plants and bushes कि जो रोड थी वो टर्न हो जाती है किसमें जो डेंसली ग्रोथ है प्लांट्स की और बुशेस की जो घने उगे हुए वेजिटेशन है उसमें वो रोड मुड़ जाती है. नाउ कम टू सेकेंड स्टैंडा. Then took the other just as fair and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And now the poet says that then he observed the second one, then took the other means then he observed the second road just as fair. The second road was equally inviting as the first one was, and having perhaps the better claim. Then the poet says that the second road was more inclined. As the poet himself is of adventurous nature, so he is attracted towards the second road because it was grassy and wanted wear. The second road, why the second road attracts the poet? Because it was grassy, and grassy road means less traveler have chosen that road, and the road wanted wear, that means it was less worn out, less traveled by the people. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same, and on the both roads traveler have passed, but not many traveler had traveled through these two roads, had warned them really about the same. That means good number of people had walked over the road, but at that time there was no one, no other traveler was there who could travel those both roads. Now come to next stanza. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how we leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And the poet says that both the roads, on the morning he is standing in front of them, have appeared equally in front of him, कि दोनों रोड वो इक्वली उसके सामने हैं. No one had walked over the roads. The both roads are appearing that no one had walked over them in leaves. And how the poet has come to know that no one had traveled? In leaves no step had trodden black. That means the leaves which are fallen down from the trees, on those trees no step of any traveler had trodden black the leaves. Trodden black here means fallen and sodden leaves lay uncrushed, no feet had trampled them. Trodden black here means trampled them, crushed them. That means leaves which are lying on the earth are uncrushed, no feet, no step had trampled them. क्या होता है, जब पत्ते नीचे झड़े होते हैं उन पर पैर रखते हैं तो वो क्रश हो जाते हैं, तो क्रश होने की वजह से वो ब्लैक हो जाती हैं. बट द पोएट इज सेइंग दैट द लीव्स आर नॉट crushed. They are uncrushed and are not trampled by any feet of the travelers. That indicates that that morning no one has walked over those two roads. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Now the poet has taken the decision. Being an adventurous nature, he has chosen the second road, which was less traveled by the people, and he says that he has kept the first road for any other day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. The poet is very well aware that a road leads to the another road. कि हम एक डिसीजन लाइफ में लेते हैं, उसके बाद मैनी अदर प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर, वी हैव टू टैकल दैम. और एक रोड जो है, एक रोड से कितने और रास्ते निकलते हैं. तो आई डाउटेड इफ आई शुड एवर कम बैक. सो द पोएट इज़ डाउटफुल हेयर. वाई द पोएट इज़ डाउटफुल? बिकॉज एक रोड से आगे बहुत सारे रास्ते निकलते हैं. सो वी कैन नॉट कम बैक इन द पास्ट टू चेंज अवर रोड. एक बार जब एक प्रॉब्लम का हम डिसीजन ले लेते हैं एंड वी आर नॉट श्योर वेदर द डिसीजन विल बी करेक्ट इन द फ्यूचर और नॉट, तो हम उसको करेक्ट करने के लिए वापस पास्ट में नहीं आ सकते, उसको करेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. नेक्स्ट, आई शैल बी टेलिंग दिस विद द साई. विद somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So I shall be telling this. The poet would tell this thing to the coming generation or to the people with a sigh. With a sigh here means with the sense of regret, कि पछतावा होगा उसको, वो पछतावे के साथ फ्यूचर में ये बता रहा होगा. somewhere ages and ages hence. ages and ages hence means years later, बहुत साल बाद. इन द फ्यूचर वो बड़े रिग्रेट के साथ, रिग्रेशन के साथ ये बताएगा सबको. व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, क्या बताने वाला है? टू रोड्स डाइवर्ज इन अ वुड, कि जब रोड, टू डाइवर्स्ड रोड फॉरेस्ट में उसके सामने थी, उसकी लाइफ में जब प्रॉब्लम्स थी, उसके सामने टू चॉइसेस थी. एंड आई टुक द वन लेस ट्रेवल्ड बाय, एंड बीइंग एडवेंचरस नेचर ही हैज़ टेकन द रोड विच वॉज लेस ट्रेवल्ड बाय. उसने ऐसी चॉइस ली थी जिसको कम लोगों ने चूज़ किया था. एंड दैट हैज़ मेड ऑल द डिफरेंसेस, और उसकी उस चॉइस की वजह से सारा जो भी डिफरेंस था उसकी लाइफ में, जो भी चेंजेस आए थे उसकी वजह से आए थे. दैट मीन्स द लेस ट्रेवल्ड रोड which he has chosen in the at the time has alternated the course of his life. If he had chosen the first road, life would have been different to him. तो हमारी लाइफ में हम बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करते हैं, हमें बहुत से डिसीजन लेने पड़ते हैं, लेकिन हम जो डिसीजन लेते हैं वो कितने करेक्ट होंगे या नहीं होंगे ये कोई नहीं बता सकता. और अगर हमारा कोई लिया हुआ डिसीजन फ्यूचर में गलत हो जाता है तो हम उसको करेक्ट करने के लिए वापस पास्ट में नहीं आ सकते, क्योंकि according to the poet, the one road leads to the many other roads. So this is the poem. You have to write down the questions in the notebook. Have a nice day.